Recording in progress.
It's because I wasn't logged in.
Maybe we wait a few more minutes to let more people to go in. Okay, maybe we start now. Thank you everyone for joining this briefing section. This briefing session is about the Cash Algo Trading Challenge 2023, and it is a global contest. The underlying is about Hong Kong large cap stocks and also the ETF. So through this context, you will train your algorithm, and then we'll have 2 months live paper trading test, and then we'll find out who will get the good return and also the Sharpe ratio and also the strategy design. And then this contest will last from May, that means this month, to September of 2023. And also here is the official website, which is the same as you've done your registration. And for this contest, this contest is organized by Algo Association and also Cash Algo Finance Group. And also we have the sponsors from CFSG, ALGO, ALGOGENE, FinBot, Trading Prac, FIO, and also this contest is supported by Invest Hong Kong, the government, and AWS for the cloud, S3, IFTA, CFA, FEMA, Topaz, HKI Lab, TV Tech, Google Developer Student Clubs, HKUST, EC, and then HKBU FinTech, and also the media partner InvestHK. And okay, so let me first introduce our organization first. We are an NGO, and then we focus on organizing global algo trading contests, and also we focus on smart contract and also AI. So you can see that we are the first one in the world to embed ChatGPT 3.5 in the contest, and also we usually have courses, webinars about algo trading and also AI. And also through our platform, you have a chance to get a employment opportunity with our partner asset management industry or blockchain technology firm or big data firm. So our aim is to identify and nurture the next generation of algo trading talents around the world. Actually, this contest is our fifth one. Before this one, we organized a major, our contests are major in FX and also CFDs. And we have a crypto contest last year. And for equity, it's our first contest. So here is today this contest supporting organizations and also the sponsors. And this contest will be hybrid. That means for your coding part will be online. And then, of course, we will have a physical final day in September. And for some overseas contestants, you may participate through the Zoom. And also for the contestants, we have many coming from Harvard, Stanford, and the university around the world, and of course the local universities. So yeah, it's including this kind of university, but not limited to that, because some are working levels because we are open to public. Some are PhD, yeah. So here is a timeline. Today is the briefing section, and then you will have around 6 days to write a brief proposal. It should be a PowerPoint, and then to explain your strategy ideas. And then start in June, you will onboard our coding platform to start your backtest and code your strategy in June. And then 28th of June, you need to submit your coding. So actually it's an online submission. So we'll freeze your code and then start the live trading in July, 2nd of July, and until the 31st of August. So there will be a 2-month live pivot trading test using the live data of Hong Kong stock market. And then 10th of September will be the final day and the ceremony. So actually there are 3 parts actually. Now is the first part, the ideation part, which is each of team you prepare, we submit a PowerPoint, less than 15 page, including the executive summary and also the trading idea or trading logic, and also the team biography. Actually, we will have a template for you, so no worry about that. And then for this stage is a rough idea, so no need coding. And then the deadline will be 29th of May. And then after that, you will go into the coding or backtesting stage, which you will code in ALGOGENE platform. So later we will demo how to use this platform. So you have around 28th day, because 28th of June you need to submit the code, and then in July there will be the live paper trading test. And then the shortlisted team will have 5 minutes pitching section in 10th of September. And then you guys will compete for the best return, best sharp, and also the best strategy design. And then the scope for this contest is Hong Kong stocks, the large cap, and also the ETF. We will provide you the tick data. And then it will appear in the platform, so you can use it for your backtesting. And actually, there are 3 categories, as I mentioned, and also there will be a grand prize, which is the overall champion. And then the grand prize will be $8,000. And then also there will be the best return, best sharp, and also best strategy design. There will be 3 categories, and there will be 2 winning teams for each category. And then the winner also will have a chance to get the employment contract worth $100,000 from Cash Algo Finance Group. And also you can continue to use the ALGOGENE, the coding platform, to improve your strategies. And also we are the first contest in the world that will encrypt your code and then put it in an NFT, such that the NFT will become like a digital fund manager. And then so the NFT can protect your IP. And also we will have a certificate to verify you participated in this contest. And also you will be automatically become the member of ALGOGENE Association. So you may ask, what's the judging criteria of the categories? For best return, the 2-month live paper trading return will determine who are the winners. And also for the best sharp, we'll use 1 year out sample data to find out the sharp ratio, and then the best one will be the winner. And also the best strategy design award, it will be designed by our judging panels. And then they are usually the professors or the AI experts from Microsoft or some other working professionals. So there will be 5 to 10 judges to evaluate and then give a score. So they will judge who will be the winner of the best strategy design. And they will depend on the trading logic, the creativity, and also the execution potential to determine who will be the winner. And for the grand prize, the $8,000 actually we will determine based on this formula. For example, the team performance 30%, trading strategy 30%, the presentation 10%, and also the return 30%. So let me pass to Alfred Ma from Cash Algo, and he's the responsible officer of Cash Algo, and also he's the PhD from Columbia University. So he'll share about sharing on the algo trading. Alfred Ma, please.
Yeah, thanks, Tony, for preparing PowerPoint. So on behalf of Cash Algo Finance Group, I am happy to welcome you to the competition. And thanks a lot for ACA and Rex for the introduction and talking about the details about the rules and anything about the competition. So I believe you will find this session very helpful, and I'll also leave some time for you to get more information about the platform as well. So I'll cut it short, but I think you may wonder why Cash Algo is here to sponsor and co-organize this competition. So let me say a few words about our company. Tony, please, the next slide. Yes, we actually started our first algo trading strategy in 2009, and we are actually a spin-off from another sponsor here, CFSG, where at that time we started to think of the potential algo trading strategies. So we spin off to Cash Algo, and we focus on providing algo trading strategy for mostly hot money at that time. And later on, we moved to the Science Park, and as you may know, this competition is about the Hong Kong stock market, and we are in Hong Kong. We started in Hong Kong, so that's why we want to set up the scene in Hong Kong. Hopefully, you can also do something very nice here in Hong Kong. And in 2016, we got our asset management license, and we started fund in both Hong Kong and China. And basically, we can now trade onshore and offshore, and basically everywhere. So we also traded in some new emergence market, like cryptocurrency as well. So at this time point, I think we have enough experience. But I think if we look back like these years, I think one of the key success factors actually is talents. So we can't do anything actually without good talents. So that's why we want to recruit the best talents over the world. So before talking to ACA, we actually organized 2 times of algo trading competition ourselves. And this is a photo in the second time. And actually the first time champion is Tony. So now they provide a platform. So we are happy to see our friends here. And that's why we co-organize everything now in sort of as our 3rd time to organize algo competition. So for example, in second time, we focus on basically university students, but we have all the Hong Kong universities as well as some famous universities in Beijing, including Peking University, Shanghai University, so on and so forth. So at that time, I think we got good enough of talents. At the same time, we are also not only training the talents for our company. So for example, Tony, even though he didn't join us, all right, but then he also contributed to the fintech ecosystem. So this is the vision of our boss. So he's actually not only donating the money to universities, but also donating opportunities to many young people as well. So as you can see, one of the sort of prizes is the so-called employment contract. So we actually look forward to working with you. All right, any of you, if you are just very interested, you want to contribute more, you want to learn more, you want to put your knowledge in practice, I hopefully can provide you a platform for that. And I think the competition is only the beginning of the journey. So I think I will stop here. And once again, I hope you find the competition exciting and challenging, and I hope you all enjoy it. So I look forward to meeting some of you, hopefully all of you, in our physical event later on. So more information will be announced soon. I will give back the time to Rex. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you, Alfred, our title sponsor. And let me continue to move on. So actually, we will pass to our past winner. Here is the sharing section from him, Vincent Chen. He was the champion of Algo FX Trading Challenge 2021, and he's the first place in best return, first place in best sharp, and also first place in best strategy design. So Vincent are here.
Yes, thank you, Rex,
Vincent,
for the
please.
introduction.
Yes, Vincent, please.
So let me share the screen first. Right, so yes, thank you, Rex, again for the introduction. So my name is Vincent. I'm currently an undergraduate student at CUHK, majoring in quantitative finance and risk management science, and also previously won an algo trading challenge, also organized by ACA. So In this session, I'd like to give you some tips on the coming competition and maybe some ideas that will help you along the way. So let's start with talking about how trading strategies are typically formulated. So usually we would start with a hypothesis on a certain market inefficiency. And then based on the hypothesis, we would try to validate it based on data and different statistical methods. And then if some inefficiency is indeed established, then we would build a strategy based on that inefficiency and backtest it. And if all goes well, if the backtesting result is satisfactory, then we will move on to conducting paper tests and forward testing, and hopefully the strategy could be put to live trading profitably. So before we propose the hypothesis, usually we would try to understand a bit more about what we're actually trading and what data sets are available. So in this competition, the trading products are limited to Hong Kong large cap stocks and ETFs. And the available data sets would include market data, news, and economic statistics. So based on these rules, we could already start to formulate different ideas. For example, we could hypothesize that there is a pricing inefficiency between stocks and ETFs. And as you know, ETFs is essentially a basket of stocks. So the price of the stocks and ETFs should be closely correlated. But sometimes the prices may lag or may not be updated that frequently. So that could be some pricing inefficiency. Of course, this is just a hypothesis. We will need to use data to validate whether this is true or not. But if this appears to be true, then we will come up with a strategy to try to exploit this inefficiency. Another idea would be to use natural language processing to analyze news and try to generate trading signals. And it's also a good practice to try to look into the academic literature. So for example, there has been a lot of study on the US markets, on pairs trading, factor models, etc. And it's a good idea to try to use those ideas and try to implement them in the different markets, so the Hong Kong stock market, to see if those ideas would still work. So these are some of the trading strategies that may be worth considering. But feel free to use your creativity to explore and try to come up with different ideas. So one possible workflow is as follows. We covered data and trading ideas. So I'd like to start at point 3, which is to build a local backtesting framework. So as we all know, this competition is hosted on ALGOGENE. But because ALGOGENE is a very sophisticated backtesting engine with a lot of features, it's often very difficult to directly test your ideas on that platform because it would require a lot of work to translate your ideas into code. So I would recommend using a local backtesting framework and to test different ideas locally first. It will allow you to test the ideas more rapidly because some ideas would work, some would don't. And it's very important to only focus on those ideas that work. After you may have found some strategies, make sure that it's free of biases. So make sure it has not overfitted, or make sure that there is no survivorship bias. And also for US stocks, there is also a stamp duty tax. So typically it's 13 basis points for stocks. And I think the tax is waived for some ETFs. But make sure to take that into account as well, because you may have found a working strategy, but after factoring costs, it may not work in the long run. So make sure to consider different sorts of biases that may harm the strategy. And finally, we could implement the strategy on ALGOGENE and check for any discrepancies between the backtesting results on ALGOGENE and your local backtesting results. So ideally, they should be the same, but if they're different, then check for data sources, check for bugs in code, etc. And hopefully you could get a working strategy that could outperform in out of sample as well. So I think that's the end of my little sharing session. Wish you all the best of luck in this competition, and have fun algo trading. And also feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. That's the end of my session. I'll pass the time back to Rex. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vincent, for the sharing. And I think his comments is very valuable because it may help you how to design the strategy and how to test it, and also the key to succeed. And then the next part will be the most important part of today's briefing session, which is the demo of using ALGOGENE to do the backtest, I mean the coding, and also how to use ChatGPT 3.5 to help you to understand the code or even draft the code. So Tony is the founder of ALGOGENE, the founder of this platform, and then Tony, please.
Hello, everyone. Before going into the demo session, do you guys have any question about the contents, like the judging requirement, etc.?
Oh, there are some questions in the chat room. Let me tell you guys. Actually, from Pravin, what is the typical rebalance frequency? I think is what do you mean by rebalance frequency? I believe it is designed by you because yeah, we have to take data and then you decide to rebalance, and then you need to, I think you need to consider the trading cost, because if it's too frequent, then it's not effective and efficient. And then for the second question is from David Chen. Is the round lot rule enforced? Yes, the round, yeah, there will be a round lot, because yeah. And then also another question is daily, hourly, or minute data. So Tony, is tick by tick, right?
We support up to tech level data, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 hour, and daily. It just depends on your design.
Okay, so and then the fourth question is from David as well. What is the starting capital?
This one is also designed by you, but because one of the judging criteria of this comparison is whether your trading strategy is practical and has the potential to deploy in the real world. So if your starting capital is too small or too large, the trading performance may not be as good as what you do the backtesting. So we suggest you to design a more reasonable number.
Okay, and then there's another question from Eric. He asked, can we use external data like CBBC, the warrants? External data, do you mean that you have access to data from other sources and then you use them to backtest and then to develop your strategy? I think is the question.
Yeah, actually, our platform, we support the plugin of external data feed. Yeah, I can show you more detail in the later session.
So another similar question from Jonathan. He asked, we are trading HK equity and ETF, but can we have access to other market besides Hong Kong, for example, US equity, to help to make the strategic decision? I think is yes, because you can import other data. And
yes.
Also the second question is this the actual spot market or is it CFD? And how will liquidity be managed? For example, if the market has 5K and I place 10K order, will the remaining 5K be filled out on next market data take?
Actually, for this comparison, the data source is directly provided by Hong Kong Exchange, so it is the real market data. It is not CFD. For the market liquidity, actually we simplify the assumption that if let's say the market right now has around 5K, if you place 10K, we simply assume that the 10K will be filled immediately.
Another question from him is, what are the total trading fees? For example, the commissions or exchange fee?
Actually, if you actually for the backtesting part, we leave it as a flexibility for you to make the assumption. But one of the judging criteria is that whether your assumption is realistic. For example, if you really trade for maybe some brokers like Interactive Broker, the minimum transaction fee is around $2 per transaction. So you can take it as a reference.
And also, I think, yeah, you can make some assumptions in your backtesting. And also, there's another question about borrowing cost for shorting stocks. Is there any borrowing cost for short selling?
Yes. Actually, because for the backtesting part, there is a field for you to input your assumption for the commission. It just for you to see whether your strategy work without any cost assumption. But in reality, we will or in the live paper trading test, we will include more realistic assumption. Will factor into the.
Okay. So there's another question from Maxine. Shall we follow exactly the trading strategy we proposed in round 1? Is modification allowed in round 2? I mean, I think his question is about the PowerPoints. Is it necessary to be the same with the strategy coded in the stage 2?
Primarily speaking, we expect you code your strategy according to the proposal, but if you have any modification, we still accept it.
So does the ALGOGENE API work in VS mode?
I think VS Code you mean you want to run it in a local machine.
Yes, I think his question is like this.
Actually, currently we just support a cloud version to run your trading algorithm on our online platform.
Okay, another question is, only winners from first round would be permitted to join second round contest. What is the reason not including trading or quoting the first round from a contest design perspective? I think the reason why you make a PowerPoint first is, I think it's a draft of your idea, and then it's a guidance. And then I think as long as you submit it, and then we will let you code in the second stage. So no worry about that. So you still have the modification and then the chance to code. Yeah. Okay. So if you have any more questions, then you can type in the chat room, and then oh, there is one more question, last question. What libraries and languages does ALGOGENE support? Can I import any Python module?
Yeah, ALGOGENE currently support Python. The version is about 3.9. Yeah, and there are already quite a number of popular Python language already installed, including those data science, AI, technical analysis, etc. There are a couple of popular library already installed, and you also have the flexibility to plug in your custom library into the platform. I can show you some example later.
Okay. So maybe Tony, you can start your demo.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Lam. The Vice Chairman of Algo Trans Association and also the founder of ALGOGENE. Here is the agenda of today's coding workshop. So first of all, I will briefly introduce the beta system that you are going to implement your trading algorithm during the whole contest. And then we will go for a coding exercise using a very simple RSI trading strategy. And then I will discuss some around usage of the platform. And finally, if you have any question about the technical parts, you can raise out during the Q&A session. So for this competition, we will use the ALGOGENE platform for both the backtesting as well as the 2-month live paper trading. So the backtesting platform can be accessible from this website, algogene.com. Right now, you don't have the access to the contents and environment yet. If your team has been shortlisted to enter into the coding round, we will generate the login account and provide you the access. But right now, you can still freely register an account to have a look and play around. So after you log into the platform, you can go to the backtest page, where you will develop your trading algorithm in this page. So the left-hand side is the coding interface for you to write your trading logic and do the debugging, etc. And the right-hand side is the config panel for you to set up the backtest environment. For example, you can determine the backtest period, how frequent the data you use, like the tech data, minute data, hourly or daily data. And also the initial capital you use to run your trading strategy. And the base currency, because this competition is for Hong Kong equity, so I will suggest you to set the base currency to HKD to eliminate any potential currency exchange risk. And also for leverage ratio, by default, the value is 1. That means there is no leverage being taken. As I said before, this environment will be provided flexibility for you to set any number. But please be aware that whether your assumption is really tradable in the market. For example, if you set the leverage to 1,000, I don't think there is any broker in the market can support trading a 1,000 times of leverage for Hong Kong stock. So please make a reasonable number. And I can provide you an example. For interactive broker, if you are trading Hong Kong stock, the maximum leverage is about 5 times. So you can take it as a reference. And also the transaction cost, risk-free rate, etc. And also for enable short selling, because for stock market, it is relatively difficult to do short selling. Yeah, if you are doing short selling, you will be exposed to relatively high borrowing costs. So you also need to do some research whether your chosen underlying instrument supportive for doing short selling. And also for position netting, let me explain using this example. Suppose you have opened a 3 offsetting trade. The first one is buy 2 shares of stock ABC at $123, and then sell 1 share at $124 and sell another share at $125. So if your position netting button is disabled, all these 3 trades will be calculated using a mark-to-market approach, and therefore your P&L will be calculated as follows. So as you can see, your P&L is still subject to the market fluctuation, and that's why your P&L is unrealized. If you want to realize your profit, you will need to close these 3 transactions separately. And on the other hand, if you enable the position netting button, the order will be offset based on a first in first out approach. So the P&L will be realized as long as the position is net to 0. And therefore, in this case, your overall P&L is realized at $3. So I think this example is clear enough. Here, if your trading strategy need different kind of data feed, you can also enable them here. Here is for you to choose your trading instrument, what kind of stock you want to trade. And here is the benchmark. You want to compare your trading performance with a particular index, and you can also set the benchmark. Okay, so let's go to the coding part. So when you log into the platform, you can see there are already some code. By default, there are already some code here. It is actually the basic skeleton of your trading algorithm, which correspond to this system workflow diagram. So at the beginning, you need to initialize all your trading parameter and variable at the initialization step, and then start the backtesting. And then your algorithm will keep listening to different kinds of data stream, like market data, economic data, news, weather, etc. And then what you need to do is to fill in your trading logic upon the receipt of this kind of data feed. And whenever there's some trading signal generated, and you will submit your order to the system, and the order will and the system will evaluate whether your order is accepted or not. And then you will receive the corresponding position update and P&L update, etc. Okay, let's go to some API function. So I think the most basic function you need to know is how to debug your program. So you can go to this technical document, this one. So for to debug your algorithm, you can use the self.event.console log function to print out the data. Let me do a quick example here. So here, I try to debug print the system that is the market data from the system, and you can see the system message from this console tab. So as you can see, you will receive because here I choose a 1-day data interval, so you will receive the system message every day, the 2nd of January, 3rd of January, etc. Okay, the debug function is very simple. And the second useful function is how to query some historical data. I will introduce this get historical bar function. So you can refer to this one. So basically, there are three required input parameters. The first one is the contract. So you need to specify what is what instrument that you want to query, the number of bar, what the data granularity of this of the bar, etc. So we can have a quick demo. So here I will query the last 10-day OpenAI close. Yeah, and you can see the result from this console. And the output result is presented in a dictionary, which contain these data attribute. So you can further process the data. The open, close, mid volume, instrument. Yeah. Okay. Another useful function is the send order function. So basically, the platform support two kind of order submission method. The first one, but first of all, you need to create an order object. There are two ways to create. The first one is regarded as a function input, and this those order parameter can be regarded as a function parameter. And the second way is regarded as a object attribute, and you update one by one. Both are acceptable on the platform. And you can refer to the technical document. This one. Yeah, there are currently three types of order being supported: the market order, limit order, and stop order. So you can specify your trading instrument, whether it is a close or whether it is a open or close order, the buy sell direction, your order type, the transaction volume, the price, etc. The take profit level, stop loss level, etc. And for this order reference, because it is a user-divided variable for you to identify your trade. For example, if you are using a pair trading strategy, you may use this order reference to assign a single order reference for two trades, such that you can easily identify the pair when you accumulate a lot of transaction at a later stage. Okay, let's go into the coding exercise. I'm not sure whether you're familiar with the RSI trading strategy. RSI simply means a relative strength index. It is an oscillator that ranging from 0 to 100. If the RSI value is very low, we usually regard the market is oversold and may indicate a buy signal. And on the other hand, if the market, if the RSI value is very high, we will call it a overbought, which indicate a sell signal. So in this example, we will try to, based on a sliding window approach, to collect the previous 14-day closing price, and then to calculate the latest RSI value. And then for the order open condition, we will check whether we have outstanding position. And if the RSI value is less than 30, we will open a buy order. And if RSI value is above 70, we will open a sell order. And for the order close condition, and again, we will check whether we have any outstanding position. If yes, if we previously submit a buy order and then the RSI value reverts back to or above 50, we will close the buy order. And on the other hand, if we previously submit a sell order and RSI value reverts back to or below 50, we will close the sell order. And we will repeat this condition checking on a daily basis. Okay. So we will, so first of all, we will import the necessary Python module, like we'll utilize the TALib library for the RSI calculation. And then we will initialize our training parameter. For example, this time we will define the RSI period as 14 days. And we also set a timer to check the time. And then here I also want to introduce how to access your config variable from this panel. You can actually access from this m event variable. This variable contains all your selected input from this panel. So here, the m event subscribe list 0, that means you get the first selected instrument here. So for example, if you choose multiple instrument here, m event subscribe 0, that means you will get 700. Okay. And then here we assign a timer to check whether it is a new day, and then we update the timer. And then we'll use the get historical bar function to collect the previous 14-day closing price. And then because the RSI function which require a numpy array input, and therefore we will convert the data from this historical bar into a numpy array. And then the negative one here means we'll get the most latest RSI value. And finally, we will use the console log function to print out the calculated RSI results. So we can have a quick. So we can have a trial. Yes, as you can see, it print out the calculated RSI value as expected. So we can go further to define our order entry logic. So here we will introduce a few more input parameter like the RSI overbought and oversold level, the last transaction ID, and then we will define an open order function for order opening. This order function, we have an input for the buy sell direction. From the technical document, we can see that if positive one means a buy order and negative one means a sell order. So here we will define a very simple function to determine the direction. And every time we will submit a fixed log, one log for each transaction. So actually you can check the number of lot size from this data source. For example, here we focus on 10-cent stock. One lot of 10 cents is equivalent to 100 shares. So I will show you the results later. And then after we define the order object, and then we will use the self-event send order function to send it to the server. So according to our trading logic previously, so first of all, we will check whether we have any outstanding position. So we will use another function, the get system order function. So this function, this function will return three output. The first one is your current position, your outstanding open order, and also some filled order. So we can utilize this function to get our outstanding position. Yeah, this one. Yeah, you can get the net volume from the first output. Yeah, and then we will check whether our position is 0. If yes, we will further to check whether it is overbought. If it is overbought, we will open a sell order. Otherwise, we will open a buy. If it is oversold, we will open a buy order. And then we can go further for the order exit function. So we will go to this on order feed function. As I just mentioned previously, the on order when there are some order status update from the system, you will receive the update from this on order feed function. So here, if we check that the order status is success and it is an open order, we will get this last transaction ID, such that when we close the order, we know which trade we want to close. So we further define our close order here. Okay. So then we can prepare for the order close logic here. So when we have non-zero position, then we will check whether we have we have positive position. If it is a positive position, that means we previously opened a buy buy order, and then if this buy order now the RSI value reverse back to or above 50, we will close this order. And on the other hand, if our previous if we previously opened a sell order and now the RSI value become less than, well, yeah, become less than 50, we will also close this order. So combine everything together, we will have the final script like this. And we can copy the code and have a trial. Okay, as you can see, there are some warning messages saying that our sell order is being rejected. Because here we have disabled the short selling button, and here the RSI value is about 70. That means we want to short, but we don't have positive inventory, and that's why the system will reject our trade here. And here the RSI value is less than 40. Yeah, less than 40, and then we will open a buy order. Okay. So you can see the backtest results here. For this performance statistic, there are many different kinds of statistics, but I want to focus on a few of them. The first one is the Sharpe ratio, which is a risk-adjusted return. The higher the value is, the better. And it is also one of the criteria for the out of sample judging criteria to determine the best Sharpe award. Another important statistic is the maximum drawdown percentage. Yeah, I think these two are the most important statistics that you should focus on. Okay. Okay, I think this strategy is relatively simple. Okay, for this advanced usage. Algo GPT. Actually, you can see there is a button on the bottom right hand corner. When you click it, it is a chatbot. I think most of you have already have experience for the ChatGPT before. So you can ask it anything. For example, I can For example, if I'm totally new to this platform, I don't know anything about Python, I don't know anything about trading, you can ask GPT to help you to explain the code or what it is doing. So let's see what is the response. Okay, this code is using where RSI indicator. Yeah, it basically summarizes what we have just discussed in the last 10 minutes. Yeah, you can play around with the Algo GPT, but don't expect it can write the full script for you right now. You can use it as an assistant to help you to write some function, etc. But don't expect it will write you a full script that bug free at this moment. Okay, another useful thing is about the Jupyter Notebook. So here you can go to the My History, and here is the Jupyter Notebook. Yes, actually, before doing the backtest, you may want to analyze the data on the platform. So you can utilize the Jupyter Notebook to do some free backtest analysis. For example, you can use a similar method to query the historical bar. Plot a line chart to visualize the price series. Do some very simple calculation about the coefficient. For example, for this example, I try to find out the correlation between HSBC and also the China Construction Bank. And as both of these stocks belongs to the same financial sector, so we as expected, they have some positive correlation, and the correlation is quite high, 0.72. It may suggest a very good trading pair for these two. Here you can also try to study the economics data here. For example, you want GDP. Okay, maybe this one may be useful. Okay, you can find out the Hong Kong GDP using the get historical econstat function. So you may try to explore whether it is useful for your trading strategy. And you can also explore the news data set on the platform using the get historical news function. Yeah, this one. I think if you are familiar with Python, you should be you should already know about what Jupyter Notebook can do. Another useful function is how to import custom data or custom library. So you can refer to these two articles to have a look. So for example, if you already develop some Python library in your local machine, you can import to the system and call it during the backtest. I will leave it for you to explore more. And here, for example, if you are using some AI model to reduce the time used for repeated model training, you also can dump your model to your cloud environment and reuse it later. Here is another tools for you to do this parameter optimization. You can also take a look for this demo video. Okay. I think, yeah, let's go to the Q&A session.
So there is a question from the chat room, Jonathan Tay. Are we able to place order during the open and close auction phase such that we can fill at open or close price? If so, what variable from the market data is available to tell that the market is at auction? Or can we only trade during market open phase only?
I think from the data that we received from Hong Kong Exchange, there is an indicator to indicate the auction period. We will provide you more detail for this by email later.
Okay. The second question is then a native API to set price by number of ticks? For example, price equal to 9 and then take profit at 9 plus 12 ticks.
Currently, the take profit is set as a price level. You need to do the calculation by yourself.
And then the last question is, can we get a copy of PowerPoint and workshop PDF? Yes, we will send you the PowerPoint and then the relevant information and also the link. Another question is from Lao Hong. Can we develop more than one strategy and do the back test?
Yes.
Yes, actually you can open a new page and then make a different strategy name, then you can have many files and then run the back test. Okay. And then actually, if you have any questions during your ideation stage or even the coding stage later, and then you can email us. For example, if you want to plug in a library, etc., then yeah, we welcome questions, and also we support technically. And then so you can send any email about your questions or concerns or anything to admin@algochange.org. So if there is no more questions, then this is the end of our briefing section. And then thank you for coming, and then we hope that you can get a good performance from your algorithms. Good luck to your contest. So this is the end of the briefing section. Thank you very much. Yes, the recording will be available later. We will put it on in YouTube, and then through email we will give you the link, the YouTube link, so you can replay this briefing section.